Hi, welcome to Elite's IELTS test preparation videos. The video that you will see and the materials are coming from www.language-centre.com.tw. For lots of help with the academic IELTS and to get a good score, please visit us there. Enjoy our course. Hello, come in. Please take a seat. Could you tell me your full name, please?
My full name is Wendy Huang.
Wendy Huang. Thank you. And could you please give me your passport?
Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is the speaking test of International English Language Testing System, taking place on Thursday the 20th of June at Elite English Language Institute of Testing and Education. The centre number is TW168. The candidate is Wendy Huang. The candidate number is 009810. The examiner is John Burke. The examiner number is 000258. All right, Wendy, in this first part of the interview, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself. So let's talk about what you do first of all. What is your job?
I'm an account executive in a PR agency.
Okay, a PR agency, all right. So, Wendy, can you tell me, when do you usually watch TV?
I usually watch TV in my living room, and I usually use the platform like Netflix and YouTube.
All right. And can you tell me why you prefer to use Netflix or YouTube instead of watching on a normal TV?
Because I can choose whatever series I want to, and I don't have to follow the TV schedules. I can do whatever I want with these kind of platforms.
Okay, very good. And what's your current favorite TV program?
My current favorite one is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's about stories of a group of police in a certain prison. Yeah.
And why is that your favorite?
I like it because they tell the stories in a very interesting ways. But in the meantime, they also discuss some serious issues like families and friendships and how you work with your boss and colleagues.
All right. And are there any programs that you don't like watching?
I don't like to watch the horror stories because I'm afraid of to see the violence and also some like blood or scary creatures.
Okay, but what about this TV program that you're currently watching? Since it's a program about police work, don't you find there's some blood and violence in this one as well?
Not really, because they will not describe the case in much details. They just focus on their interactions with each other.
Okay, thanks. Do you think that in the future you're going to watch more TV or less TV?
I think in the future I will watch more TV because nowadays I think the TV program has very high qualities, and even the ones from the platform itself, they got a very good original series.
What do you like most about watching TV in your living room as opposed to elsewhere in your house?
Because I have a very good TV set, so I can get relaxed in my own home and then just enjoy the TV series with myself.
Okay, very good. Now we're going to go on to part 2. I'm going to give you this question and a pencil and a paper to take some notes.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to give you 1 minute to take some notes, starting now. All right, and now you have 1 to 2 minutes to give me your answer.
Okay, I'm going to share a story of one of my classmates back in high school. His name is Ray. I know him. I know he was an English major back in college, and he entered publications in his senior year. I think that's that's the time when he started to build up some experience. And in that publications, he's in charge of to do some like English textbook, and that's why he knows the skills to do the textbooks. And after he worked there for a while, even after he graduated. And then he started his own studio, and mostly to do produce the English learning materials like videos or booklets and so on. He even got his own YouTube channel. And he produced some videos and to teach English in like in very interesting ways and interesting themes. So I think he got quite good response and also quite a lot of audience, and he also will use the channels to interact with the people in the other regions. So I think now he did quite well. He got his own platform. I think that's and I know his platforms got very good performance with that.
Okay, thank you for that. Can you tell me why he decided to start a business instead of working for someone else?
I think because he got his own skills and he know how to produce the products, and he only need to build up the platform. So after he got his own platform, and he can use it to sell whatever he wants, and he can sell his ideas into those products. So I think that's why he chose this way.
Okay. Thank you, Wendy. That is the end of part 2. I'll now take this. And now I'm going to ask you some more questions about business. We've been talking about your friend who started his own business, and I'm going to ask you some more questions related to business and work.
Okay.
First of all, can you tell me what kind of jobs do young people in Taiwan not like to do?
I think nowadays the young people don't like the jobs like overworking and overworking loads, and also the long working hours, because it's like you have to go to work on time, but you cannot leave unless you finish your job. I think that's how the young people don't like the job like this.
So you've mentioned to me the idea that the young people don't like this interference of their work life with their personal life. What do you think is the impact on society of people having a poor work-life balance?
I think the impact is more obvious with their family life, because even on their own holidays, they have to deal with the work. Also, they have to respond to their boss or colleagues, and they have to reply emails or messages. And even though they are being with their family members, but still they have to spend their time to do a lot of things.
So Wendy, can you tell me, who do you think is better to give advice to young people about their jobs? Their teachers or their parents?
I believe the teachers will give better advice to young people than the parents, because the parents tend to be more protective, so they'll always want their children to make the choice which is safe and steady. So, but the teachers they know the best of their students, so they will know what is good or what is bad to their students. So I think the teachers will give better advice than parents.
Okay. Do you think that money is always the most important thing when you're choosing a job?
I think money is important, but not the most, because the job itself is the most important, because you have to know what you're doing while at work, and you have to like what you're doing. So I think the work itself is the most important.
We talked about work-life balance earlier, and I'd like to ask you, what do you think that governments and employers can do to help make sure that their employees have a good work-life balance?
I think what they can do is to make the clear policies, and also they have to really follow them. Because if you got clear policies which is good for both employee and employers, and they both follow the policies, and then I think in that way the environment will be the better place.
Do you think that you have a good work-life balance in your current career?
I have to say not really, because we have to help our clients to do a lot of press events, such as press conference or group or private interviews. And because sometimes you cannot decide the schedule of these events, you have to follow what the clients want. So maybe there you have to work on your own holidays, or you have to to discuss with the clients, because most of our clients are based in other countries, so you have to follow the time zone. So maybe you need to do the work during the midnight or so.
And what do you think you're going to do in the future to try and make your work-life balance better?
I think what I can do is to discuss with the group. Maybe you can take because each client I have one group, and I think maybe I could discuss with my group members, and maybe you can take turns. So in that way, maybe all of us can get better work and personal life balance. That's
very good.
Time.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. And that is the end of our speaking test. Wendy spoke very confidently, which helped her score in several areas. For example, it really assisted her fluency. I gave her good for fluency because apart from her confidence, she was connecting her words together well, she had good cohesion with her sentences, and she made sense. And in particular in Part 3, once she'd warmed up, she was giving long, detailed answers with sentences with multiple clauses. She didn't have any serious pauses either between her words or between her sentences, and it really looked like she was in command of her speaking. For Lexical Resource, I gave her good. She had a generally good vocabulary range, but I thought she could have used some higher level vocabulary. Additionally, I did hear her repeat quite a few of her favourite words, and she should work more on improving her lexical resource, the range of different words that she uses in everyday conversation. I gave her good for grammar, although I would say this was probably her weakest area. She was generally consistent with her grammar, but she did have some occasional past tense errors, particularly just forgetting to use it. Occasionally, she also had some errors with her plurals, not using a plural or using a plural when a word shouldn't have been plural. And sometimes I could see that she was using just one or two tenses repeatedly. In particular, in Part 2, she really needed more tense variety. Something else that I would recommend for Wendy is using perfect tense. I really didn't hear her using perfect tense very much at all, and since perfect tense is a higher level grammar and a higher level tense, that's something she really needs to use if she wants to go any higher with her score. I gave her good for pronunciation. I don't think she has any real problems here. Occasionally she pronounced a word in a way which could have been a bit clearer, but generally speaking her words were sharp and clear with no real serious problems. I would say that her pronunciation will improve naturally over time.